All right. Happy Saturday, everybody. If you're watching this on Saturday, otherwise, happy whatever day of the week it is. I got my last legendaries. Now I have all the legendaries in the game. You've seen the thumbnail. You clicked on it. You know who we're talking about. It's Vivian. So let's do the deep dive on our girl, Vivian, who I believe deserves a spot in Loki Magic's dungeon. I don't like Vivian. I think she's a little bit of a waste. There are some interesting things in her kit, but she requires a ton of investment to get those special things out of her kit. So let's dive into her. Let's start with her passives. So my Vivian is only C0, so she's Chivalry 0, so these things will change slightly, but not a lot, because she's only really got 3 things in her Chivalries that change anything about her. So her P1, when using a recovery skill, which in the Fire Relic, which she comes in, that's every skill, S1, 2, 3. When using a recovery skill, 100% independent chance to grant each Steed's favor ally attack speed increase 1 for 2 turns. That's a decent buff. You know, that speeds them up, but that just means it's Charlotte, the new hero, Merlin, Lancelot, and then like Cormac or Bors. I do believe are speed or our Steed favor allies. So attack speed up on a heal. That's okay. She's going to be healing a lot. So that's meh, not game breaking. You're not getting, a ton out of that other than just a little buff, a little extra buff to your allies. P2. So this one says when using skill 3, but we're going to see later that when you get Chivalry 3, it changes this to any skill, which really that makes C3 kind of the minimum, because you don't really want to be using skill 3 because it's a high vigor cost and you really want to be saving that vigor for the rest of your allies. So when using skill 3, at C3, then it's whenever she uses a skill, 100% chance to reduce all passive cooldowns of each ally that has a recovery over time by 1 turn. Now, even though C3 makes this any skill, it pretty much renders her useless unless you're going to run her with someone like Turin, because the only way that she can put recovery over time on your heroes is if you have her C8. I'm not kidding. It's a stupid kit. So you have to C8 her to really get any mileage out of her, which is why she deserves that spot in Loki's basement. I mean, his jail cell. So basically at C3, this is still redundant. You basically need C3 and C8 to make this work unless you pair her with another healer that does recovery over times, aka HOTS, heal over times. P3, when an ally is hit, 100% chance to counter attack on the attacker. She'll use her S1. Remember, her S1 is also a heal, which means that it will also proc this, right? Oh, no, it will not proc this because it's a 4-turn cooldown. Okay, so it'll sometimes proc this. I forgot to talk about the cooldowns. This one as well, you can get this down to a cooldown at 2. But again, like I said, it suffers from all the pitfalls of having to have her C3 and C8. And this one, cooldown 3 turns. So she's going to counterattack on every 3rd turn. You can get this down to 2. So every 2 turns, she's going to do a basic attack, an S1, and she's going to heal a little bit. And then if this is off cooldown, she's going to give attack speed increase 1 for 3 turns when maxed. That's her passives. Not a whole lot there. It's actually kind of trash, in my opinion. So now let's talk about her relics. So she comes in fire. She comes in fire, which is good because you want her in fire for the new dungeon, Porridge's Sanctuary. I know it's not called Porridge. It's like Padre's dungeon. We'll say that. Well, Padre's dungeon, the Harpy dungeon. So she comes in fire. Fire is what you want to use since all those bosses are wind bosses. Now, Fire Relic is the healing relic. So all of these is a heal. So her S1, attack 1 enemy, apply a burn. So another dot, because, the Steed's favor is typically a dot team if you're running Lancelot, right? She pairs nice with Lancelot that way. This is Lancelot's mother, by the way. This is the Lady of the Lake. And then 100% chance to heal the ally with the lowest HP, blah, blah, blah. So that's a basic kind of healer S1, but it's kind of got that Isolde vibe to it, where she's also putting the dot down on the S1. And remember, when she counterattacks, when an ally is hit, or when an ally attacks, when an ally is hit, so she's going to pop that S1, which is going to apply the burn. All right. S2, her S2. So this is the AoE heal. So this is kind of like Turin, but not like Turin. Okay, so she's not actually like Turin. What am I thinking? So 100% chance to heal each ally by 6.5% of her max HP. That's not a whole lot. That's really not a whole lot. Let's just compare her, okay? Let's compare her to Nika, who is the queen of heals. So hers is independent chance to heal each ally by 12%. 12%. Keep that in mind. 12. Whereas she is, you can get this up to 7.5. So a much weaker heal, doesn't come with a whole lot of extra pizzazz like Nika's AoE heal, but it is an S2. So if you ever in a Vigor set, you can spam this over and over again. And it comes with the 100% chance to convert each ally's dot to recovery over time. So now if you think of Gorgos, right? Gorgos is going to be another ideal place to use her. Pardon me. Gorgos likes to put down a lot of dots. So if there's like 2 dots, 3 dots, she's going to convert each dot to a recovery over time. So they're going to get that proc, that heal again when they take their turn. Now, you must keep in mind, like Turin, a dot is not considered when she heals. A dot is an effect that she puts out, and then it procs its heal when the ally takes a turn. So the game looks at it like the ally is healing themselves, not her. So any ability that she has that procs when healing will not trigger that. Was there any of that in here? Right here. S1, or P1, when using a recovery skill. So this does not include, well, it does include. What am I talking about? It does include this because she heals, right? So forget me. Yeah, it's a Saturday. I had to work today. The brain's all scrambled, plus some Canadian, still kind of cold. And I'm not as prepared as I usually am because Vivian sucks. And then her S3. So attack all enemies. So now she's attacking for pitiful damage. There's an 80% chance you can get that up to 100% chance at level 4. 100% chance, we'll just say, to inflict a burn for 1 turn on all enemies. So she's dotting on her S3 as well. And then 100% chance to heal each ally for 11%, and you can get that up to 15%. So better, much better. This is an AoE heal. It's an AoE dot infliction. It's an AoE attack, but it doesn't convert dots. So if you're going into a fight like Gorgos, you probably want to focus on using the S2. For every other fight, you might want to consider focusing on the S3, since she does also have it in her kit where she will extend dots, but it's on her C8. I think it's on her C8. Actually, I think it's on her C3. We'll find out. So that's the Fire Relic. Like I said, the Fire Relic is the one you're going to want to use in Porridge's dungeon, the Harpy dungeon. The other relics are more not healing focused. So Fire is the healing one. I used to think Frost was good because the Frost on the S3, 100% chance to heal is just 1 ally. But then you're going to grant this, which is 100% chance to inflict chill on the selected target for 1 turn. So it's a dot. So she can afflict the dot. So she's going to target an enemy. She's going to heal an ally, inflict a dot. And then she gets this 100% independent chance to grant each ally effect accuracy 2, which is good to land dots. But is this really, really good? No, it's a single target heal, and you're giving 1 dot. So when attacking, 100% chance to inflict chill on the selected target. Okay. The S2. This is an AoE. So the S2 on the Fire Relic, which was the AoE heal and the AoE dot cleanse. This one also has the AoE dot cleanse, and I do believe the Wind as well has an AoE dot cleanse. So all of the S2s are somewhat similar, but this one does not heal. This one attacks all enemies with a 70% chance to inflict, and you can get that up to 100% chance when maxed. We'll just say 100% chance to inflict chill for 1 turn, so a dot. So keep in mind, if you use the Frost Relic, there's no AoE healing. See, this is just a single target heal, right? 100% chance to heal the lowest HP ally. There's 0 healing on this one, but it will flip dots to recovery over time. And then there's a single target heal with this one, but it's for 20% of Vivian's max HP. And that's a big chunk because she's a healer. You kind of want to build her for HP percent primaries on the top 2 right pieces. So yes, it's a single target heal. Yes, this is an attack, and it's a dot, and yes, you're still cleansing. So it's a more offensive-focused relic. Where would you want to use something like this? You probably want to use something like this in, say, Gorgos Clan Boss. That's probably what comes to the top of my mind. Why? Because Gorgos in Clan Boss is fire. She still does the cleanse. And when she does the cleanse of the dots, she's also inflicting dots on Gorgos. So this could be a good one for Gorgos in Clan Boss. It's not needed in just the normal Gorgos in the power-up dungeon. And then we get to the Wind one. What? Wind one. Okay, so the Wind one, let's just look. Already you can see that the S2 is a heal again. So we're giving effect accuracy to 1 ally, which is useless. It's not useless, but it's for the most part useless. You have a 100% chance to heal each ally for 4%, so not a whole lot. You can get that up to 6.5. So the S2 is also a AoE heal, and she cleanses the dots. So nothing crazy, much like the Fire Relic, but you're also giving that effect accuracy too. So I'd say it's a little bit better than the Fire Relic in that sense, but it's not attacking like the Ice Relic. But then if we look at her S3 on the Wind Relic, so now we get another attack all enemies 2 times. The damage, probably not going to hit very hard. The first hit has a 50% chance. You can get that up to a 70% chance to inflict bleed for 1 turn. So now she's inflicting bleeds. And then 70% independent chance for the last hit to increase the duration of the enemy each target's dots. So there's the dot extending. I said it was in her chivalries. I was wrong. It's in her Wind Relic. Does that make Wind the best? No. There's other heroes that can extend dots. Lancelot, I believe, can extend dots. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know Rosie can extend dots, or maybe it's just bleeds. But is that, if you were going to bring, you would not bring the Wind Relic into Clan Boss Gorgos. Why? Because he's going to ruffle stomp her face, because you don't bring wind against fire. That's just stupid. So when would you really want to use this? It's just inflicting dots. It's no CC in this kit. I don't know if I really like the wind. I can see a use case for Frost in Clan Boss. And I can see, obviously, fire for Porridge Dungeon. And then you could use it for normal Gorgos. So I would say Frost and Fire are okay. And Fire, which is her base relic, is just fine. Because you want to use her to heal because she's a healer. And you want her to flip dots. Alright, so there's all the relics. Now let's look at the equipment. So I don't have stellar gear on my Vivian. But you see I have... this is actually wrong. Because I don't have a second life piece. So let's go life and main stat HP. Alright, we're going to steal off of Nika for now. I got to remember to put that back on her, though, because she's in my arena team. So this is kind of how you want to equip your Vivian. So you want a Vigor set, because she's going to be spamming the S2 or the S3, but mostly the S2. And a life set. Why life? Because then that jacks up her HP. She's going to heal for more. It's very straightforward. As a healer, you want an HP percent primary neck piece. You know, I only got the HP. You know, my gear is struggling here. You want an HP percent on the earrings. You want attack speed on the ring, because you want her healing more and more and more and more, right? You want your healers generally fast. So HP percent, attack speed. attack speed, and then obviously she's a healer. This is where you want your recovery percent is on your belt. And then for secondaries, you on your vigor and your life set, you want to prioritize HP percentage, then I would say attack speed, then recovery percentage, then flat HP. All right. HP percentage, attack speed, recovery, HP. And then on the banner, you want endurance so she can take the hits. And then obviously you want this immortal, which after using a skill that heals, gain a 2-hit barrier for 3 turns. That's generally the basic keepsake set that you want on your healers. Okay? So that's her equipment. I got to remember to put that stuff back, otherwise my account's going to be screwed. That's her relics, her passives, her equipment. Now let's briefly talk about her chivalries. Okay, so she only has 3 that affect her kit. This one, when using skill 1, and remember, when an ally is hit on a cooldown, she will counterattack. Using skill 1, that gives, I do believe it was attack speed up to your allies. So when that procs, or when you just use S1, which you're not really going to do, you're going to prioritize using that S2. The S1 is just going to proc when you assist or you counter attack for an ally that's hit. And then what happens? 100% chance to grant the ally with the lowest HP a barrier, which blocks all attack for 1 hit for 2 turns. This has a 3-turn cooldown, which lines up very nicely with that assist counterattack she does when an ally is hit. So those two are kind of going to proc hand in hand. So it's okay. Giving a barrier to your lowest HP ally, yes, that's going to extend their life. Yes, that's going to be very, very good for them. So it's not bad. C1's not bad at all, in my opinion. Then we got some more recovery percentage. That's great because she's a healer. Now, this is the one that changes her P2 to, instead of using on skill 3, when using any skill. What is her P2 again? Remember, let's just go read it for you. 100% chance to reduce all passives. Awesome on each ally that has a recovery over time. So kind of useless. You see that? How that it's kind of useless? Yes, it changes it to when using any skills. So you can just use S2 and you can't reduce the passives unless they have a recovery over time. She can do that though. She can give them yes, she can do that, but it requires some finagling. There we go. Okay. Her S4, HP, that's good. HP, that's good. HP, even better. So you can build her up. You can make her pretty beefy. Pretty thick. And then attack defense, that's useless. Well, the attack is useless. Defense is okay. And then the C8. When attacking. Okay. So this is what kind of sucks. When attacking. When is she going to attack? Well, if she's in her fire relic, I do believe that is on the S3. S3 and S1. Are you going to prioritizing using the S3 and inflicting burn? No, you're generally going to prioritize using the S2. So what does this mean? So when attacking, this will be nice for the Frost Relic, right? Perfect for the Frost Relic. But so when attacking, keep that in mind that depends on the relic you use. 100% chance to grant Winding Waves, which is considered a dot. So all it is a dot that doesn't do damage. 100% chance to grant Winding Waves and defense increase 1 to each ally except herself for 2 turns. Now, once she has put that dot on one of your allies, then she can use this S2 to put the recovery, to flip it to recovery over time, and then you can reduce the passives. Now, if you were going up against someone that's applying dots to you, like a Gorgos, then that passive reduction from her P2, it is just going to happen. But if you're using her anywhere that doesn't apply dots to you, you can't actually reduce their passives unless you have her C8. You see how this, if this, then this, then this. You guys know me. I don't like complicated if-then characters. And man, this P2, it sounds good on paper, but it requires a lot of setup. So you have to have a dot on someone and then you have to convert that dot to a heal over time or run a turn that gives heal over times. Then you have to attack, which is not going to be, it's not going to be this one. If you have just the fire relic, this doesn't attack. So it's only going to proc when an ally is hit. Then she's going to use this one, her S1, or you can use manually the S3. There's a lot. It's too complicated. It's too complicated. I don't like it. I don't like complicated kits. Okay, so that's her in a nutshell, right? That's her in a nutshell. So now I really need to make sure that my characters have their gear back on them because I don't want my Nika not having her stuff. Equip. And then I do believe I took something off of my Lancelot. Yep. I took off my speed ring. So let's just give that back. Oh, nope. That's Guinevere. Where is she? Where is she? Oh. Attack speed. I know why. Because it is vigor. Sorry about this, guys. Let's give that back to Lancelot. And then I stole a piece off of my Borzy Borzbors. Borzy Borzybors. That's that attack speed. Alright. Because Bors likes his attack speed. Okay. Now let's put her original gear back on. And then we'll show her off. Recovery. Best I can do. That. And life. Ta-da. Recovery. Okay. So not the ideal gear on her right now. Right? 137. Pitifully slow for a healer. Okay. Where do you want to use old Vivian? All right. Well, should I be calling her old? I probably shouldn't call her old. You know, I think she's immortal. So, you know, she's timeless. She's timeless. Okay. Where do you want to use her? Obviously, Gorgos. Let's do a run. So I do have her in the... No. Oh, I do. I do. Okay, there we go. Look at that. Look at that. So this is her ideal dungeon, right? This is the one you want to use her in. Why? Because she's going to be spamming that S2 right there, which is going to flip the dots over to heal over times. Then when she assists, she can actually proc the passive reductions. So let's roll it. Let's make sure we're attacking the boss, because you always want to hit the Gorgos body. So, you know, do we need her for this, though? No. No. I think that actually Dejaret is better for this fight than Vivian. But if you have trouble staying alive, Vivian's going to be your girl. See, look at it. She's got... There's 2 dots, 1 dot, and 2 dots on Rosie. So now, when Vivian goes, she's, you know, she just flipped it over to that recovery over time. See, she attacked there. She assisted, which would have procced the passive reduction. Which, passive reduction on Rosie, I think, is pretty good, because that's, I think, the old Hook of Death, right? Yeah, there it is. Hook of Death. Whack, whack, whack. So, lickety split. That's the dungeon she was made for. So if you pull her early, you probably don't have any real reason, especially new accounts, if you pull her, because she's in the normal summoning pool now. You probably don't have to build your Dejaret anymore. There's some other funky things you could do with Dejaret, but he's a common... You don't really need him. Like, Vivian was kind of built for this slot, even though at the time that she was released, we did not need her. You will not use her here. You will not use her here. You will not use her here. You can, though, use her here. Okay, now, do you have to use her here? No. No. You see on the screen right now, this is my Stage 10 team. It's bugged. I got to admit, it is bugged. You should not actually be able to use Sergius's S3 in this fight because the enemies are constantly giving the attack speed disruption buff. This team is currently bugged, but for now, we can use it. They really want you to use this team right here. They want you to go like Lancelot. They want you to go Vivian. They want you to do the new girl. And then probably Nika. Wait, Nika? No. So this is a dot fight, right? So what are the other dot ones? This is all steeds, right? Steed. Where's the other steed allies? It was Lancelot. But what does Lancelot bring to this fight? Nothing. He doesn't bring nothing. So who would I bring? I'd probably bring in like a Nika or a Jillian. but you want Jillian in fire. Or, well, I don't think you can bring Cormac in here. So Cormac and Boars, the other teams. If you had a fire Boars, no, that wouldn't really work. Why? Because Boars is a counter-attack buffing hero. So you could bring in like a fire Turin for evasion. You could bring in, I guess you could bring in Sergius as well. That would help you. I don't think Merlin's bringing anything in this fight. So probably something like that. Right? Something like that. Now, is that enough heals to stay up? I don't know. But there is videos on this kind of team working in this fight. I'm not going to try it, though, because that's not my team. Did it reset to my old team? It did. Okay, good. That team that you just saw works just fine for this fight. The only other place you're really going to use her is Favor Dungeon. All right. Let's see if they can do stage 10. So I've obviously already tried this. So it obviously already works. But my old team that worked better than this team was actually this right here. So this team right there actually worked very well for me to get through this stage. But let's try it with the team they want us to use. They want us to use her because if you look right here, she is a Steed Favor lead. So she grants all Steed Favor allies max HP 5%, not a whole lot. But she's also given them attack up 20%, which is a decent amount. They also want you to use you. And then they do want you to use Vivian. Now, keep in mind, this boss is never going to put a dot on us. So, is this team really worth it? It works. We'll just say it works. So, let's show you it working. And then that's going to be it for the Vivian video. So, I prefer Fire Merlin's S2. Because then when you hit the target with these little debuffs right here, you see these little burning balls of fire, you gain attack speed and you heal yourself. So you look at my Lancelot, he's already up to like almost half of his turn meter bar. All dead. Alright, now the big guy. Can they do it? Alright, so we put the debuff down. We load him up with dots. So Charlotte, you know, she does straight attack damage. She does have to die to ramp up her damage. So let's see if she can die. Because we do have a healer in this fight keeping her alive. There you go. So now Charlotte's down to low HP. She's only going to do her S1. But really, this is the Vivian fight, right? This is the Vivian fight. So Vivian healing up everybody else. My guess is, when we look at the battle stats, it's really Lancelot that's going to be doing all the good stuff. I don't want to discount Charlotte. She can do good damage. There, she died. That's what we want her to do. Now, Vivian, heal her up. Boom, boom. Half health. More dots. Left side. More dots. You see, that barely touched Vivian's shield. That little whack whack. Heal him up. Now you see Vivian's almost, or Charlotte's almost at high health. And it's actually a decent hit. But we're kind of struggling here. We're staying up there. We're in no real chance of dying. Vivian's doing an okay job of healing. And also keep in mind, I don't have my Vivian fully leveled up on all her skills and stuff. So I'm kind of running a gimped Vivian. But now let's check out the stats. Oh, look at that. Charlotte actually did good damage. Go figure. Oh, wait. You can't see because I have a huge head. There you go. So look at that. Charlotte actually did half the damage. Why? Most of that was from the first phase when she had three targets to hit. Lancelot, the burns, all good. Merlin did what he did. Vivian did all the healing, kept him up alive. So it looked like it ran flawlessly. So that's kind of the team that they want you to build, right? Charlotte, pure attack. Charlotte also ramps up her attack on targets with dots. So that's why you want to pair her with these two. These two. These two right there. What we need is a new hero that is also Steed that either also does dots or does like dot explosion, right? Some more dot mechanics to interact with. Then this team could be pretty nasty. Pretty nasty. Pretty nasty. Obviously, you know, if you're outside of Porridge's dungeon or Steed's favorite dungeon, you don't want to run Charlotte lead. You would want to run Lancelot lead for the speed lead. Okay, so that's Vivian in a nutshell, everybody. That's Vivian in a nutshell. So tell me what you think down in the comment section below. I still think she's kind of a trash unit. So she's not getting a very high rating. 5,000 diamonds. You can go jump in the lake there, buddy, and hang out with Vivian. And you can tell that it is after reset. Yes, I know there's events on. Yes, thank you for the freebies. Get out of here. Okay. All right. Where is she? So I am going to level her up, right? I am not going to put any chivalries on her other than ones that I get from extra copies of her that I pull if I pull her. But do keep in mind, there's a lot of Legos in the pool, and your chances of pulling one is actually fairly low. Because there's a lot of Legos now. Or I shouldn't say now, but the pool is getting bigger, so it's going to be harder to pull single copies. Okay, but hopefully she can show up in the exchange shop as well. So ladies and gentlemen, we are going to end it right there. The safe word of the day, the word of the day is going to be 3. So obviously going to be Lady of the Lake. Lady of, that's 4 words, Dialogue. Do you not know how to count? I swear I'm good at math. Lady of the Lake. Put that down in the comment section below. I'll know you made it right to the end of this video, and I will heart your comment. And I'll say something like, thank you, or thank you kindly, thank you very much, blah, blah. Something to show my gratitude for you watching to the end of this video. Since we are, again, somehow I pushed it over half an hour. Look at me. Look at me go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Lady of the Lake is the safe word. I hope this helped. I don't know who is watching a Vivian deep dive. Because even though she's the Lady of the Lake, she is one shallow fucking unit for effectiveness. I tried to make a funny joke there, and I made me giggle, so that's all that matters. So catch you in the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Till then, cheers, peace. Where's the button? Bye-bye.